A long time ago, when everything was a long time ago, I knew this guy named Mike. Mike had a 1967 Ford Mustang. It was the notchback version. The notchback, or coupe, was a two-door, four-seat standard Mustang. The fastback, or sports roof version of the car, was the sporty, or high-performance model. The fastback looked faster. The rear glass was raked at a high angle and looked, well, more performance-oriented. Years later, the fastback became the sought-after car, being featured in movies like Bullitt with Steve McQueen. I really liked Mike. Mike said he liked the notchback better than the fastback. I had a fastback and he had the notchback. He was lying about his car. The fastback was cooler and he knew it, and that was the end of it. Mike lived way up the hill from the high school. Mr. Lawson was handsome and personable. His wife was cute, which strangely hid Mike's odd looks. One afternoon, Mike and I were making our way down the hill from his house past the school to the gas station. Mike ran out of gas along the way. I suppose we could have siphoned some gas out of my car, but we decided to coast his car down the mountain. We got his car moving, then hoped for a series of green lights. It worked. Mike got up enough speed to roll his Mustang into the gas station. Mike and I got along pretty well, even though he was something of a nut. Mike wanted to be a fireman. I don't know if he ever got there. After Mike graduated high school, Mr. Lawson and his wife decided to sell the family home and buy land up in Grass Valley to build their dream house. I had never heard of such a thing, but they did it. They bought land up off Highway 49 south of Nevada City, California. The place was too big for anyone. The whole thing was opulent for no reason, with vaulted log cabin-styled ceilings and hammered oak floors. I was only there twice, once during construction and once again after things were pretty much done. I was in junior college by this time. On my second visit, Mike and I shot his .22 rifle at some tin cans and worked on another car he had. I was included for dinner and asked to stay the weekend. I do believe they liked me, clearly perceived as a family friend. Mr. Lawson seemed quite content with his new digs, and Mrs. Lawson loved her dogs. On both of my visits, I felt included and welcomed. I remember leaving the morning of my second visit sometime after Mr. Lawson. Mike had also departed early since he needed to attend some kind of pre-fireman event. The only person left at their new house to thank for the weekend and say goodbye to was Mrs. Lawson. She was a charming, wiry blonde lady who was very sweet but obviously preoccupied with her puppies and her overdone new house. As I rolled down Buckboard Road in the Mustang, I turned onto Carriage Road. Carriage Road ultimately connected to Highway 49. This is the left turn I remember. Unremarkable, really, looked like any left turn buried somewhere in the backwoods of the California gold country. As I approached the semi-main highway, I remember the impact. I was never coming back here. I realized Mike was never going to call me again. While his mom and dad were certainly pleasant, they had moved on not only physically but emotionally as well. The wheels stopped here for the last time. I made the turn, and even though the Mustang's rearview mirror watched the country road disappear, I did not. I moved through the gears as I often did and left the narrow window of young friendship behind. I was on my way back to the Bay Area in my mediocre complement of classes at Kenyatta Junior College. This was a time before cell phones and GPS maps, so I actually knew how to get home without electronic assistance. I've made a lot of left turns. This one was especially weird. It was the last time on this road, and I knew it. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I believe because it was.